Assalamu alaikum. First and foremost, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, for liking it and for sharing it with other people. And to all those amazing people who have been sending me messages on how I could better improve my channel, I'm really grateful and I appreciate your opinions. Knowing that I'm an amateur vlogger, I've never done this before. I know I'm improving one video at a time, but the very fact that there are people out there who care enough to share their opinions gives me a lot of hope that it's going to go in the right direction. So today's video is really all about why the Why Teacher. And so through my Why Teacher initiative, what I really want to do is define who is the Why Teacher. For me, the Why Teacher is a thinking teacher. Somebody who questions the conventional methods employed at her school and is always seeking for better methodologies and better strategies to help improve her children's performance in the classroom. She's somebody who cares about the children's well-being and somebody who is always ready to question any kind of procedures or routines or methodologies that are being pushed down her throat for her classroom that do not work. So she's not somebody who is passive in a staff meeting. She's somebody who shares her voice actively for always safeguarding and protecting and fighting for the rights of the children inside her classroom. So she's also somebody who fully understands that no piece of research is ever enough to completely satisfy the dynamics of a changing classroom. So we know that somebody conducts a piece of research and then publishes a book, and then all schools are ready to replace their, strategies and their methodologies and even their philosophies to match, what is, trending inside the market. But this doesn't necessarily help children, because one strategy being replaced with another doesn't give that time for any kind of strategy to show an impact. So as teachers, they are consistently being professionally trained for things that are not going to stay for long. So a thinking teacher understands that if a piece of research is out, she needs to study it, but she needs to adapt it to the needs of her classroom and her children. A thinking teacher wouldn't just go with everything and anything that is offered to her, and would question the need for such a change. So the Why Teacher is also somebody who is an intelligent listener. So she understands that, there are windows of opportunity inside the classroom while the learning is happening that she needs to grasp and she needs to hold on to, because these open up suddenly, and if you're not ready and prepared for them, and if you're not an observant person, you're going to miss them out. They come in the form of children asking a certain question. They come in the form of children being difficult. They come in the form of children challenging what you're trying to do. So these are the children who are actually going to make you a better teacher, because they are not just followers. They are children who are thinking as well. So when you have a combination of a thinking teacher and thinking children inside the classroom, then learning really happens. And you have to give an opportunity for children to speak inside the classroom, because they are the ones who are going to lead your lesson. They are the ones who are going to conclude your lesson with the learning that really needs to happen inside the classroom. So the Why Teacher is also an empathetic friend. She knows that, her children are not going to reach their best potential unless and until you have a listening ear. So children come to school with a lot of things that are on their mind, which are coming from home, which might be happening in school. So if you're not a teacher who is approachable and not a teacher who can, who cares about what children are feeling, then you're not a thinking teacher. Because a thinking teacher knows that, once the child is emotionally satisfied and a child is socially acceptable, he is going to learn better, and the chances for him to succeed in school are going to grow. So a teacher who is empathetic understands that, children carry a certain narrative in the morning. If you give them the space in the morning to come and share with you what they want to say, you're just, you're improving their chances of doing well at school. And so finally, the Why Teacher is somebody who has a reflective mind, and she likes to think about what she has done, what she has achieved, what she could have done better. Her toughest decisions are guided by her conscience, and she always knows that her conscience is going to guide her to the right direction. Most of all, she's somebody who is ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And that is a quality that is integral to a Y teacher, because a lot of times teachers, in their own egos and in their own pride, disregard completely what has failed, disregard completely what could have been done better. So if you are a reflective person, critiquing yourself is the best way to move forward. It's the best way to do the best for your children. And so once again, thank you so much for being good listeners. Thank you so much for being patient listeners. Thank you so much for your feedback. One thing that I'd just like to clarify is that, this is not a chatting platform. So if you're sending me messages simply to chat, this is not something that is the purpose of the Y teacher. The initiative is to discuss, content. Content is supreme to me. It is something that I value the most in my initiative. And if you have things to contribute to that, if you have questions, I do receive a lot of questions. I'm keeping them in store. I'm trying to work out a plan as to, when and where I can accommodate those, but keep in mind that this is something that's purely based on learning that is going to happen together based on the content that I'm sharing with you. Thank you so much, and stay connected. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed up till now.